Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Juggernaut, and these will be my first impressions of Ghostrunner 2. Now, Ghostrunner 2 is often described as a sort of cyberpunk first-person shooter type game. It's certainly within that genre, cyberpunk definitely, first-person shooter. Well, the titular character is running around with a sword most of the time, so okay, but you get the idea. Thing is though, it's developed by a studio called One More Level and published by 505 Games, I believe. Sequel to the original Ghostrunner, of course. Speaking of which, you have a GR1 recap right here you can click on. If you didn't play the original Ghostrunner, you can click there, it'll get you up to speed on everything you need to know. Not that you really need this, you can just jump straight into the game. It's extremely fun, it's great, we're going to get into it, we're going to get into the settings and everything, but first of all, let's tackle this issue. I feel like some people are getting the wrong idea, especially if you haven't played Ghostrunner 1, what this game is actually kind of all about. You see, the primary drive and focus of Ghostrunner is shockingly running, right? Parkour, there is combat, there is fighting, but not in the sense of your FPS games, Doom, Wolfenstein, etc., and, you know, either the newer ones or the older ones. You're not running around an open map trying to fight people, you are getting as fast as possible from point A to point B to do a job. This isn't an open world game, this isn't even an open map in the sense of you're gonna have to run back and forth to collect things, to, you know, progress and go slowly, take cover and stealth around and stuff like that. No. What you get pretty much is what it says on the tin, Ghostrunner. You're going to be running around a lot, parkouring, using a grappling hook, using dash, boost, etc., etc. It's going to be very apparent when we start playing, but keep that in mind that I feel like this game is victim to being mislabeled and put in the wrong genre category a little bit more than it should be. At least by certain people that, you know, have played it for the first time and are just picking it up and are going into it having the wrong expectations. I would put this along the lines of some of those competitive challenge games where the idea isn't necessarily the story and the gameplay itself, although it exists. The primary focus is to do everything as efficiently as possible and as quickly as possible, and the game drives you towards that with its own challenges and everything, and its own score system, etc., etc. But like I said, we're going to get into that all. So, let's start with the settings. The one thing I don't really like is that sometimes it doesn't highlight. Okay, now it does. Never mind. So, the settings. Gameplay. Language, subtitles, crouch, show UI, etc., etc. Boost on jump, instant restart, which very useful if you're practicing and stuff, but for now I'm going to keep it off because I'd like to know when I've died, because it's very quick. The amount of time it takes for you to die, well, basically you die in like one hit from most things. The amount of time it takes between the death and the loading time to get you back to the checkpoint is like half a second. Oh, mind you, I do have this installed on a ridiculously quick NVMe drive, but regardless, the loading times are pretty short. The interruptions between gameplay are virtually non-existent, so yeah, it's very, very quick and to the point. Gameplay counters like number of deaths and time and stuff like that we're going to keep off because I'm embarrassed, and well, this is a first impressions video. I'm not going to have the fastest time, I'm not going to break any world records, in fact, I'm not going to be very good at the game to begin with. I've played just a tiny bit to sort of gather my bearings, let's say. Alright, let's go over to the video options. I'm playing at 1440p, borderless window. It does have AMD FSR 2.0, not 3.0, but it does have 2.0, and you do have Intel XeSS. Yeah, I'm assuming this is the equivalent to AMD's FSR, in some respect, probably. I don't have an Intel CPU, or a GPU, so I don't know, but the FSR I don't need. I have noticed occasional stuttering, which really shouldn't be a thing at any resolution and any quality with my computer, but it happens occasionally. VSync off, 120 FOV, we're gonna need it, trust me. But you can tweak the brightness, the effects, textures, all of that stuff, and you get it just right and the FPS just where you want it to be. 4 different audio sliders and controls, as you can see. The look, dead zone, and stuff like that is going to be very, very important if you're playing on controller or with the mouse, obviously. Key bindings, fully rewindable, as you can see. Not that many of them, but you do have skills. Gap jammer, which is the grappling hook. I really love the name Gap Jammer, but never mind, it gives you the wrong idea. Ultimate, switch ultimate, taunt as well, very important button. Restart, upgrades, etc, etc. Alright, solid options menu. FOV goes all the way up to 120. I have no problems there. You can turn blur off entirely. Highly recommend that you do. Well, at least it gives me motion sickness and like a headache and all of that, so yeah. You can turn off camera shake as well. Great options menu, I have no problems with it whatsoever. Let's begin. And tell you what, we're going to start up a new game, because I don't want to spoil any of the story, because it does have a story. But should we watch the... Yeah, let's watch this.
Many names. Ghostrunners. Human-like killing machines. Guardians. Monsters. An extinct breed. That last one, while true for most, for us, naive. That kind of strength, that will to overcome every obstacle, that undying thirst to defy those who enslave us. That resentment, ironic disobedience. It kept us alive. Hidden. Rejected. Forsaken. And now, with all the masters gone, the time has come to free ourselves at last. To remind everyone of what we once were. Dharma will finally pay the price it deserves. And there will be no one left to protect it. It's time to wake up.
Alright, what he said, right? Don't know who this Dharma person is, but apparently we have an out for them. You might think this is a top-down shooter. No, you're just looking at it from a top-down perspective. That is really cool. that was really, really cool. And in a truly amazing fashion, the game lets you jump in very, very literally. Pretty much immediately. Look at that. I mean, that is just beautiful, isn't it? One heck of an intro. I've played the... Well, I say I've played. I haven't really played the original Ghostrunner. I tried it out before this for, you know, recording purposes for a little bit. It has a very similar introduction. And by that I mean it's kind of minimalist and gets you right into the thick of things immediately. It's all about the high-octane action, the speed, and all of those things. And that. Like I said, it's very easy to die in this game. You pretty much, one hit and you're a goner. So keep that in mind. I'm going to try and play this a little bit more intelligently. There we go. The combat, I would say, definitely not the most difficult part of the game. And you can do perfect blocks like that.
What do they want with the reactor?
To me, the most challenging bit is definitely going to be the movement. And learning how to do things optimally in terms of speed. But, like I said, I can sort of... I don't know if you can feel it. Oh, you can also do this, by the way, and it's a great tutorial to show you. You can dodge out of the way of bullets with focus like this, and then just release. And there you go. The gore, by the way, freaking phenomenal. As, you know, unless if you couldn't tell, you know, unless it's not the most obvious thing ever, I'm having a lot of fun with this game. There you go. Lovely. But, like I said, I am getting occasional stutters. I'm not entirely sure why. I refuse to try and lower some of the settings because, well, ego. Not ego, just the value for money, right? It's pay like freaking $4,000 for a PC and well, I have to play Ghostrunners on medium? No, sir. Jokes aside, though, I am getting these occasional stutters, and I think they're most noticeable, rather ironically, at the beginning of the game in that tutorial segment. Yeah, I know, weird. I've gone through like massive combat engagements later down the line in the game with more enemies, with more stuff going on, more particle effects, more everything, and I haven't had any problems. I haven't had any micro stutters or anything. Here it feels like the frame rate drops for like a millisecond below whatever it is currently. I think I'm currently getting like something like 200 frames or whatever. So silky smooth, like butter smooth, and then occasionally it stutters. Pretty much the only performance complaint I have about the game is that, and as far as the gameplay is concerned, I have no complaints there whatsoever. Yeah, that's about it. Jesus, that was possibly the stupidest jump I've done in this game. I think here it's kind of a little bit counterintuitive, but you just do simple jumps from left to right. So, here, and then we jump here, and then we jump here, and there you go. Alright, and then it tells you about the stamina, even though you've been using the stamina bar for a very long amount of time to block and attack and jump and do everything in this game. That's fine, though. And you can do the thing in Cyberpunk you can with katanas as well, which is if you do a perfect block on a shot, you will deflect the shot back, and you will kill the enemy. There you go. I had a micro stutter there as well. It's like, I guess it's happening when it's loading stuff in, but there's really no reason for that to happen with, you know, a great processor and an NVMe drive and everything. 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, etc., etc. It has all the resources it could possibly want, and so I'm gonna have to assume that it's kind of an optimization error, I suppose, or something. Error or optimization issue, I suppose, but it's at least it doesn't distract from the gameplay, which is probably the most important thing. The stutters don't happen when you're actually in intense fights, which is a little bit weird. I've seen them happen when, kind of like this, when you're sort of in between large areas. Places like these, as you can see. I mean, to be fair, I don't know how visible it is going to be on YouTube. I'm going to record this at 60 FPS. I'm going to render it at 1440p so you can get the most out of your visual experience for the game, because it is a very pretty game. But I don't know how visible those stutters are going to be on YouTube, but you do feel them, especially on fast-paced games like these. You feel pretty much everything, right? I mean, the intensity and the pace of combat is such that every single drop that's a frame rate that's like below 144 for me is very, very noticeable. But anyways, you know, regardless of that, let's keep going. And going where exactly? I may have got myself ever so slightly lost. I do apologise. I don't quite remember where I'm supposed to be going. I remember this area very well from having played the bit previously, but I don't remember where I've gone from here. I know there's actually, no, never mind. Till I remember, there is something else I want to show you. There is this. Yep. And it's called the Run. It's a challenge where, well, shockingly, you run, like I said. Pass through all the cyber gates, and here's the time that you need to do it in. I'm going to focus for a little bit. Fucked that up a little bit, but it wasn't too bad. Gotta be precise on this one. Oh, that robot screwed me over and I got stuck here. Oh, come on, man. Really? Screw you, buddy. Alright, never mind. Let's try that again. Actually, 52 seconds. That was way better than I thought, considering I spent like 10 seconds doing absolutely nothing. The key here, and I have done this run in the previous save that I've made prior to this, the key here is using your boost. Without boost, you have no hope in hell of reaching silver. Reaching gold is, well, I don't think I've made gold yet. So clearly I have a lot to learn about the movement in this game. That is so frustrating, but there you actually see the... Oh, I can't restart it? Can I restart it? Leave challenge, yeah. Let's try this again. But herein lies the sort of addicting bit of the game, or at least the best bit of the game for me, is trying to get everything perfect and trying to save milliseconds off your run. But let's just try and put up a, you know, silver result and take it from there, I suppose. Ooh, man, that was infuriating because I was so freaking close. But like I said, boost or bust for this particular challenge, and obviously when you're moving so quickly you can slip up a little bit, and that can cause certain problems for you, obviously. Yeah, there we go. Alright. Alright, nearly silver, right? Yeah, nearly silver. I think I mucked it up there a little bit at the end, but, you know, regardless, you get the general gist and idea of things, I believe. There we go. Alright, do we... No, this is where we came from. We're going away from here, probably to the other end, I would assume. I've genuinely forgotten where I'm supposed to be going with this whole thing. And I remember it's not over there. I've died once or twice trying to do that. And it's not there. Which is kind of... I don't want to call it a criticism, because it's not, but it is something that you need to learn a little bit, and that's where the game wants you to go. You see, the map looks a lot more open than it is. For example, you can't climb up here, there's nothing to grab onto, but you can just whip yourself up over here. So it is a little bit of video game language. It's going to be a little bit more apparent what you can grab onto and what you can't, in case the giant UI, you know, button prompts aren't obvious enough. But sort of thinking a little bit even further ahead, you're going to notice that it's not exactly the easiest thing to recognize at first, and it is going to take a little bit of skill to you know, get used to, oh, I can go over there, I can go over there, but not over there kind of thing. But anyways, let's keep going. I found the open door, don't worry. There we go. Right. And once again.
Why didn't I think of that? Oh wait, I did. Zoe's busting her butt right now trying to do exactly that. But your late papa, the architect, made these things.
Oh, really?
But your late papa, the architect, made these things network unfriendly. Besides, even if we do prevent them from detonating it, they could still just break it. And we have enough of a power shortage as is.
There we go. And up. Beautiful.
Why wasn't the reactor protected?
It was. We have 5 guys.
The kind of speed that you can get up to almost reminds me of a very old multiplayer FPS game called Tribes Ascend. And that, also this is pretty amazing, that was a great game. It was all about speed. The faster you moved, the more damage you sort of did. And you had different classes, and it was an incredibly high kill cap game. I'm trying to do something cool instead of being pragmatic. I'm trying to dodge at the last minute using this. In actual fact, I could just block and chop people up like that. Really not a big deal. But hey.
Expect heavy resistance.
Alright, come on. Oh, did I get hit from behind? Aw. Oh. Well, for what it's worth, I found a glitch in the game. I don't think I'm supposed to be there, but... No, I'm just being stupid. Yeah, that's... Walk up to it normally, grab this, and then go through. There you go, see? Not that complicated. I say that, and then I keep dying, but, you know. Gotta keep moving, that's the most important thing. Ah, I walked into it. Freaking walked into it. Also, it doesn't help that I have no room to maneuver with my mouse. Really could get a... I could clean up the desk a little bit to facilitate that, let's say. Alright, here we go. You know it's serious when I've tilted my keyboard slightly to have a little bit more room to move the mouse around. Right, now, where am I going? See, that's one of those things that I sort of mentioned. It takes a little bit of time for you to get used to where the game exactly is telling you can go. Because I sort of, well, I guess a part of me at least assumed... Did I get all 3 of them with... Ah, okay, not all 3 of them, I got 2. That's pretty cool, though. A part of me kind of assumed that I could grab onto anything from here to there, because the game's movement is so freaking fluid. But sometimes you are left with, like, oh, with a situation where, yeah, okay, for example. Instead of grappling onto something, you've taken down the billboard and now you're falling to your death. Like I said, for example. It's not an easy game, but it's one of those games that I would say nails how much fun you can have just by failing. I really don't understand why I didn't grab onto the ledge there. I really don't. I don't think blocking had much to do with it, maybe, but really felt like I should be able to grab onto the ledge there. I swear to you, I've gone through this area without dying more than twice on my previous save. But I would assume that this is what we call the curse of YouTube. Should hold block a little bit more, shouldn't I? I have this I have the curse of YouTube on me, of course, because you know, every time you hit the record button, you start doing stupid things. Yes, but also, oh come on, that was just ridiculous. I was moving way too quickly. But I also have this ever so slight issue with myself, I suppose, where I'm trying to do something cool rather than do something pragmatic, like just hold block, right? Because you do it all the time in Cyberpunk. Why not do it here? I swear to God, I blocked that. Like, maybe I wasn't looking at him or something. But just to, I guess, prove my point. Oh, for fuck's sake! Just to, I guess, prove my point. I've gone through this entire area, like, multiple times. Well, I've died in this area multiple times, to be precise, and I have yet to... Do you know what? What is the definition of insanity, Juggernaut? The definition of insanity, self, is attempting the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. Yeah, how about we don't do that? How about we go around... Maybe, I don't know, is this really like a dead end? Or am I supposed to run off of this? Because, you see, I half expected to be able to grapple onto that, because I was able to grapple onto things like that previously. And I guess here I could have crushed these guys instead of what I was doing, but we did get a new sword, which I will happily equip because it's very similar to the one I use in Cyberpunk, so hey. There you go. Oh, this is ridiculous, really? Fast pace action. Oh dear lord, that is pretty funny. Alright. I wonder if I can pull that thing down somehow. Indeed I can! Alright, my obsession with doing cool things instead of pragmatic things pays off ever so slightly. He says, having died like 15 times, and full aware that I've skipped out on the challenge, but I just want to keep going with the actual main level and show you some of that. So, let's go. FLT, FLT. Collected 1 sword and 3 artifacts. We could restart the level, or we could continue, and you could perfect this to get the time as low as possible and stuff like that, but even if you don't obsess over it too much, it's still a really fun game, and it does have a story, as you can see.
May blades reach what hands failed to grasp. May mind pierce the darkness where eyes failed.
So unnecessary.
Let him. He made it happen.
May will overcome where flesh and steel stumbled.
Okay, I know this doesn't look good, but I've got over 50 guys on the way. Just hang in there. Don't let them leave.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. Just stall for time.
May a new kindred rise where its fathers perished. May we be free at long last! Master. The Asura are here to serve you. What is going on?
We came back for you.
The tyrant is long gone, Mitra.
Dharma is weak now. What? How much time has passed? It's not safe here, Master. Let's go.
Hey, you! Lay down your weapons, now!
A number? Let me put it down, Master. Will Bushido allow it?
It will now.
We'll meet by the gate. May we be free!
Right.
Are you even trying, number?
Well, I don't know what to tell you. Kind of.
I close my eyes.
I'm swinging my sword at you very, very hard. Does that constitute as trying? I certainly hope so.
You cannot stop us! Pathetic!
On your feet, runner. The fight's not over.
Thank you,
Who are you?
flying jetpack person. Oh, I was too distracted by the jetpack. I didn't even see it. Something was coming towards me. Oh dear Lord in heaven. Oh dear Lord in heaven! How am I supposed to... Is it just speed? Is it just raw speed and boosting? Yep, it's raw speed and boosting. That was really stupid. I'd mistime that more than anything. I really do love the generous checkpoints, though. It's really nice. If you want to do it deathless or something, your own prerogative. But it's kind of like a way of... It's kind of like a way of making the game a little bit easier on the noobs. Oh, he's good. He's good. And he doesn't even have like a set of attacks that you can memorize. It's a little bit random too. Can't stay too close, can't stay too far away. Keep him at kind of a medium range, I guess, like this, and then... Hit him more, yes! Hit him more in the face. So to grab that, aren't I? I thought I could just jump over it like the previous few times. Like I said, not an easy game. It's not that tough either. It's also to the point that I'm trying to do multiple things at once. I'm trying to focus on commentary. I'm trying to focus on actually dodging some of his attacks, which are homing. I've just noticed. I wonder if I can block that.
You're a copy of a copy.
I guess so, but it's not really my fault, is it?
Weakness disgusts me.
Oh, come now, that's unnecessarily rude. Here I heard talk of Bushido and stuff. Well, to be brutally honest with you, I think I've humiliated myself long enough for you to get the general idea of what this game is all about. And it also has a photo mode, which, you know, obviously I appreciate a great deal. Does it have a free cam? I don't think so. It does have those stock filters though, but it doesn't have a free cam. Never mind. There you go. So that was the game. I'm gonna go back to the main menu and give you some final impressions as we wrap up. I don't want to make this video way too long. It's been I think like 30 minutes-ish already, so might as well wrap it up now. Ultimately, Ghostrunner 2 is a packed game with a lot of content, a lot of hours for you to spend grinding away at making each level better and each part-time better and getting all the secrets and everything, but even if you don't want to focus on that, if you just want to run through the game, pun fully intended, get to the end of the story, beat the bosses, and get through the levels and stuff like that, just have a little bit of fun parkouring around cyberpunk dystopia as a ninja with a katana and robot ninja, I suppose, then it's still good. There's a lot of venues and avenues of approach for you to take. You can take it, super try hard and hardcore and really focus and, get all your settings perfectly and really practice it a lot and get really good at it. Or you can just run through the game as a casual. It really lends itself well to all approaches. You can try and do it without any deaths. You can throw caution to the wind like I did for this YouTube video and just, mess around with stuff, I guess. Everything's an option, and it's a really, really good title. I really like it. Ultimately, the one thing I really do have a problem with is the performance dips, because, like I said, I have a great computer. It's fairly new as well, but what I mean by that is not to brag. What I mean by that is until recently I had a fairly average to even below average computer, and I know how this would perform on something like that. And I'm keeping an eye out, I'm keeping that in mind, rather, for the average consumer that might run across this game and that might encounter those stutters. They're not game-breaking per se. The game's completely playable, even with all these stutters, but if you really want to get into it, if you really want to be, grinding out to reduce milliseconds and quarters of seconds off of your runs, through levels and through challenges or whatever, then those stutters are going to be important and they are going to stop you from, your optimal results. But I guess at that point you could just lower down the graphics and stuff, which I don't know how much that will help, because this isn't really a GPU or a hardware issue, it's an optimization thing. So yeah, anyways, it's a slight blemish on an otherwise great product. It is fairly linear though, so I think the most important thing when going into Ghostrunner 2 is to keep in mind what the original was like, and to realise that this is just that, but a better upgraded version, which is, in my experience, a little bit faster, a little bit more fun, a little bit more gorgeous, because, look at this, the game is absolutely freaking gorgeous, but it builds on top of that, so bearing in mind what to expect, this kind of reminds me of Mirror's Edge, right, where you would parkour through the levels and you wouldn't call that an FPS game, right? You wouldn't put it in the same category as Doom or Quake or Half-Life or something. This is its own thing, and almost kind of a very, very niche genre, which I don't think has a proper name. A game that focuses on speed, right? Speed and linear levels that you need to perfect going through. Well, you don't really need to here, but that's kind of the focus. Not sure if we have like a name for that kind of genre or subgenre, but there you go. This is what that is. Anyways, thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. The link to the game's Steam page will be down in the description below, or its its Epic page. If it's not out on Steam yet, I will check. Actually, I'll check that right now. Yep, it is coming out on Steam in 2 hours at the time of recording, so by the time you've seen the video, it will have come out on Steam already. Sorry, I'm confusing this with another game I'm planning to do first impressions on, so I needed to make sure and to check for both. I did get access to this early, so I can make the video for you. So yeah, there you go. It comes out in 2 hours. For me, it's already out by the time you're seeing the video. The link to it will be in the description down below. Check it out on Steam. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe down below if you enjoyed the video, and we'll stay tuned with the rest of the content that I produce on this channel. Until next time, have fun, take care, and bye-bye.